Hey guys, Luke here, and we are back for the final regular season game for the Newcastle Knights career mode. It's the 2019 season. We're going back in time. Thankfully, the 2020 season hasn't got too far ahead of us. Trying to push for a top 4 finish here. We're just outside of the top 4. We're in 5th spot, I believe. We have been in the top 4 as of late a couple of weeks ago, in fact. But we did drop points last episode against the Cowboys. Cowboys absolutely killing it this year on the game, but we need to bounce back. We have the Tigers, we have the Titans, and then we have the Panthers. So a few tough games, but games we should be winning nonetheless. So let's move into the first game of the episode, which is against the Tigers. So we have the first game of the episode. This is round 23. Looking to hit back after a disappointing finish to the last game. Honestly, the Cowboys just all over us, but they are a great team. The Tigers not so much. Cowboys just on a different level, especially on Rugby League Live 4. Obviously, the 2019 season didn't go that great in real life, but on the game, next level. I mean, there's no injuries, it's just players. Just what you would say the overall was, it's quite good. But the Tiger side, not too shabby themselves. I mean, Luke Brooks is pretty good. I mean, the backline on the game is quite good, but their forward pack is quite lackluster. Is that the perfect word to describe them? I'd say Josh Reynolds off the bench is a bit of a danger, but for the most part, the rest of their side should be able to take advantage of it, and that's what we're going to do at the start here. We do win a penalty very, very early on, and then Lachlan Fitzgibbon gets it to Mitchell Pearce, and Safidi just goes straight over and ends up scoring a very, very easy try. So that is the perfect start to the game there, and Kalen Ponga is going to slot over the extras here, essentially right in front. I mean, if I start missing those ones, we're in trouble there. Now, I will say, I did record the first 2 games of this quite a while ago, and then the last game was quite recent, so I'm going to have a lot of spare time on my hands, so maybe I can pump out these videos quite frequently, but I just need a bit of time to take off the rustiness on Rugby League Live 4. But we're going to score a nice little try here, Edric in the corner there. Generally, when we score from a scrum, it's throwing the ball out the back to Kalen Ponga or Connor Watson or someone like that, and just maybe stepping a player or just using the pace. But this time, just a simple draw and pass, and it actually works. A lot of the times it doesn't work in this game, but it worked a treat there, and we're about to get a line break there. It doesn't work out, but I think the pass was just, I mean, was it on? I don't know. It's something that I feel like I had to do, but in hindsight, I should have held the ball there and just taken the tackle. And the Tigers actually were starting to pile on a bit of pressure. We weren't playing that great, throwing the ball around a bit. Maybe the couple tries we did score very early on, they were easy, but maybe gave us a false sense of confidence. You can see there a wayward pass there, a big cutout pass. It wasn't essential. It wasn't supposed to go that far, but it did, and that just happens on this game time from time. We just got to deal with it, and we didn't do that. And Isan Martin's going to convert the extras here. The Tigers getting back into the game. I just really, this is the biggest problem with me on Rugby League Live 4 and with this Knights side, even in terms of real life. We're our worst enemy. We've got a lot of good players. We can produce some good stuff, but we just keep inviting pressure. And while we're able to hold them up sometimes, you saw just before we held them up, but this time they go through and they end up scoring there. Just batted back down and they catch it. Not much I could have done there. I hate bombs in this game. Anytime there's a bomb that goes up, I always panic. It's panic stations big time. And you think with the Knights, with the players we've got in our squad, Edric Lee and all that, you think we'd be okay with bombs. But, oh, right there, frustrated me to no end. It's coming late into the game, a good opportunity to score. A nice cutout pass there. I thought we were in for sure, but thankfully we make up for it. Mitchell Barnett goes over. You can see here, Mitchell Pearce puts in a little grubber, deflects off a few plays. Barnett picks it up, goes through, dives over the line. That's what I've realised you got to do. Sometimes you just got to throw out the realism and just go for the try, and that's what I did, and we've benefited from it. Just got to keep spamming that put down button now. We're looking for a last try there, but the play just goes to shit. We end up throwing the ball over the sideline. Whether we're throwing 4 passes, throwing over the sideline, things weren't exactly going to plan for us this game. However, as long as we've got the lead, that's all that matters. And you'd think we should just be sort of trying to hold our lead, but that's not what I'm going to do. That's not what my game's about. That's not what this Knights team's about. We're trying to seal the deal, and that's what we did there. I think it was Kurt Mann went through and scored. Just having him in the middle, he's a bit of X factor off the bench. Just his speed is quite valuable for us. Whether it's in the hooker position, throw him in at lock, throw him in the backs. He's very versatile for us. And then throwing a nice pass here, Jesse Ramey, and all he has to do is get the pass away, which he does. Lachlan Fitzgibbon, this is what what I was hoping would have happened earlier, where it got intercepted, but this time it works a treat, and Lachlan Fitzgibbon goes over and scores, and we've kind of blew out the Tigers. As you saw, it was quite an even game at times. I mean, Tigers put on a lot of pressure, but we did blow them out in the end, and we're up 30-12. Is that a deserved lead? Who knows? But I think we definitely deserve to win. Just, I don't know if it's by this much. And this is what I'm talking about with Kurt Mann. Just his speed out of dummy half. It's just exceptional. And Kalyn Ponga supporting him brilliantly. This is why I put him at 5'8", because on this game, the fullback doesn't really get into good positions. And Kalyn Ponga, too valuable to be only using him every now and again. So having him there in support, drawing and passing, that's exactly what you want. KP doing the job there as he puts the extras over as well. So 36-12, I believe the full-time score was. Tigers be very disappointed, but I'll take that win. Tigers are a bit of a danger team. They do have the potential to cause an upset, so I'm quite thankful that that wasn't the case, and we did end up getting the job done. Kalyn Ponga, man of the match there, scoring a couple of tries, kicking goals. Pretty much a perfect performance by KP. So now we're 1 from 1 from this episode. We're going to take a look at the ladder real quick. You can see we're pushing for the top 4 still. The Melbourne Storm, we need them to slip up, but they're not doing so. They're sort of holding strong in the Storm, and our for and against isn't quite good enough. But hopefully over the next couple of games, Storm can drop some points. We can build up on our for and against. That's the plan anyways. So a good win first up against the Tigers, looking to continue that form against the Titans. Very similar teams in terms of ability between the Tigers and Titans. So realistically, we should be getting this win. We had a pretty comfortable win against the Tigers points-wise. So we'll be looking to do the same against the Titans. And I was just talking about us having to capitalize on these games and make up some for and against, because the Storm probably won't drop points, and this is a good opportunity because the Titans not exactly one of the better teams in the comp. In fact, wooden spooners in real life. But you can see David Clemmer, a great start here, finds Mitchell Pearce. Can he get the final pass away? Yes, he does, and there is a knock on there. Unfortunately, the Titans do end up touching it, sort of stopping us from going over and scoring, but David Clemmer doesn't care. He just barges his way over. A pretty funny try there. I just ran sideways until I found someone small and just bumped him off, used this shoulder barge, whatever it's called, and we opened the scoring there. Kalyn Ponga also kicking the goal. Now we're heading to the right-hand side. Quick passing there. Jesse Ramian, all he has to do is get the pass off to Edric Lee, but I was spamming the shit out of the pass button, and I end up throwing it over the sideline. Does happen time from time with me. I do love to spam the button quite a bit, but Denny Levi going very close there, and then I just forced the pass. I have no idea why I threw that pass. I mean, looking back on this replay, there was just no one around. I just tried to pass just for the sake of it and hope for the best, but Fodawaker ended up running nearly length of field there. Thankfully, he actually did get run down, but pretty poor play there from us, but it was started by some pretty good play initially. Lachlan Fitzgibbon going for the sideline though, probably would have got to the line. I didn't realize they were going to go for the ankle tap, and they end up missing it. So if I just held on to the ball, we would have been sweet, but I ended up throwing the pass, and it went to shit. But once again, you can see we're creating lots of chances. We're just not capitalizing on them. We're not finishing them. But it is 6-0, 53 minutes in. Not the best performance, but we do have the lead, and that's the main thing. And then Kalyn Ponga, this is what I was talking about in the previous game, where we scored in the corner of Edric Lee. Usually they're the sort of tries we score in terms of the scrum. This time, I'll take that one right under the post. A lot easier kick than the one from the last game. I'll take those tries from Kalyn Ponga. Using his pace, burning them. Didn't even have to step, didn't have to do much there. So definitely good stuff. But right here, just some, oh, that is atrocious. And the Titans going to go over and score here. We just invited them back into the game. This is what I was talking about once again in the previous game. Just inviting pressure. We could go out and blow out games like we did against the Tigers, but we need to cut out those poor errors like we're doing right now. And then also it goes from having the Titans, like we're all over the Titans, and then all of a sudden they find themselves tied up with us with just over 10 minutes to go. And now we went from having a comfortable win to having to, you know, scrap for a win and possibly kick a field goal or something. So, especially when I was just talking about trying to fix our for and against, this isn't what we want. Now, Kurt Mann has come on. I don't know if he was in at hooker. I'm assuming he's in at hooker, but he just wasn't in hook position at the time. Now, he's come up with a great run, and we've thrown the ball back into the middle. Fitzgibbon went the distance in the last game, couldn't do so this time, but a few seconds later, we just sped it up there. Kalyn Ponga gets absolutely crunched there, and I remember when that happened, I was cussing, I was effing this, effing that. Pretty much my plan was, if we don't score in the first couple, tries. We're going to slot over a field goal. We win. Obviously, that wasn't the case because Titans put on a big hit. We go to golden point, which is quite annoying. But Sione Matautia in the middle just steps the first player. Sione Matautia so good in this game. He ends up winning the game for us in golden point by scoring that try. I had him in a lock. Now, he started the game in the second row, you can tell by his jersey number. But just with all the subs and all that sort of stuff, found himself in the lock position in the middle. A mismatch because he used to be a back, and on the game, I think he started out as a back. So he's got the footwork, and we took advantage of that big time. And we end up getting the win there over the Titans. So let's take a look at the ladder. You can see we're still in 5th position. So we just, Storm, come on, lose a game, please. We just need them to lose one. Because, yeah, other than that, like, we're not going to get into the top 4. But we just need to keep winning, and hopefully it takes care of itself. But hey, who knows? So we've had a brilliant start to the episode. 2 from 2. Can we make it 3 from 3 and finish the regular season on a bit of a roll, leading into the finals, hopefully into the top 4. Taking on the Panthers team here, you can see it is a pretty strong team. Obviously, some of the players who actually played aren't in the game. Brian Tuo and a few of those sort of guys. But I've tried to put together the closest team I could find based on the players that I had in the squad there. But we're going to start off the game hopefully quite strong here. Up the wing, Edric Lee ends up getting tackled. You can see it's pouring. And this was the game I was talking about where there'd been a fair big break between when I had played the last 2 games that you saw in this episode and then this one. So we started off pretty decent here. Mitch Barnett picks up the ball, throws a pass. Essie draws some pass, and Kalen Ponga goes over and scores. I just love having him at 5'8". Obviously, the experiment didn't work in real life, but it's working a treat for me. However, goal kicking a little bit astray there. Like I said, had been a little bit of time since I had played, so a little bit rusty. So need to work on the goal kicking there. But we have Heimel Hunt up the wing there, gets the pass off to Kenny Dow, but Kenny Dow is tackled. So we're creating a few chances there, but I will say the Panthers defending quite well. They are a very tough side, the Panthers, on this game. Very scrappy on this game. And obviously have a lot of points in them. So even if I was feeling comfortable against the Titans and they came back and evened it up, I definitely shouldn't be getting comfortable against Penrith because they're more than capable of putting on a comeback. But we put up a bomb here. Edwards is going to step them. Obviously not in first grade in 2020, but he definitely was in 2019. And he's going to race away. You see, Kalen Ponga gained on him a little bit, but he couldn't get him. And Edwards just scores under the post there. Very, very annoying because I feel like at that point we were all over Penrith, and this is a constant theme with us, all over them for the first half, but we don't put enough points on, and then the other team scores a try or 2 and they're back in it. Now, thankfully for us, Penrith end up giving us an opportunity here, and we're looking to take advantage of it. We have a quick little run there, and that Kurt Man jumps in at dummy half, gets the ball to Kalen Ponga, a cut-out pass to Kenny Dow on the wing, and the big spectacular put down. Wasn't required, probably not, but who cares? He's gone over and he scored. Kalen Ponga can't kick the goal though, so it is a 4-point game. Hopefully that conversion doesn't come back to bite us on the arse. I'm really hoping it doesn't, but Kenny Dow tries to go the short side there, gets an offload to Barnett, and Barnett just barges through one player and gets the drawn pass to Kalen Ponga. And Kalen Ponga is going to race away to score under the post. When what I'm hoping, secure the game. He scored his second try. He's been very valuable. This is once again talking about him. I've got him in at the 5'8" position. In real life, I thought it was stupid, but for me on this game, for how I play, I need him in there because the fullback doesn't really do too much supporting. And as you can see there, we've benefited from it a couple of times, just having him in and around the middle there. Because Connor Watson hasn't been in sight, so I think that kind of proves my point. But once again, shooting ourselves in the foot here. Thankfully, it's 75th minute. Hopefully, not going to make us pay too bad. But Leota carries himself over the line. Mitchell Pearce, one-on-one, couldn't stop him, and Leota goes over and scores. So a little bit of a tense few minutes here. Penrith have all the momentum. Nathan Cleary kicks the goal, so this is where the conversion could come into play, but thankfully it doesn't, because Penrith, I saw they were going for the 40-20. We rushed up on them, but it didn't matter because they ended up fumbling the ball anyways. We pick up a victory there, 16-12. We've had quite a few 16-12 victories as of late. But we definitely need to play better in the finals. However, it's positive that we're winning. That's all that matters. As long as we keep winning, we're going to win a premiership. If we can get into the top 4, that would have been fantastic. However, we've missed out on the top 4 narrowly. It is quite annoying, but the Storm, I suppose they were better. It really annoys me that we lost to the Cowboys when we did, because we finally got ourselves into the top 4 and then we've fallen at the final hurdle essentially, and we've not made the top 4. But hey, this is Rugby League Live 4. I don't think we need to make the top 4. Would have been ideal, but hey, it doesn't always happen in rugby league. In real life, as you can tell with what's happening in the world, things don't always go your way. But the Knights, we're going to have to end up sort of doing it the hard way, but I think we can do it. Also worth noting, if you take a look at the table, it is worth noting that if you look at where we are, we're in 5th. Look who's in 8th spot. It's the Penrith Panthers, the team we just versed, team we just defeated. We'll be taking on them in week 1 of the final, so we do have a lot of confidence going into that game, considering we just beat them on their home turf. So I'm pretty confident going into this game. However, like I said, Penrith definitely capable of pulling an upset. Do have a great side, so we do have to watch out for it. Can't take them lightly, but I'm pretty confident going into that game. Righto guys, that is the end of the video. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, make sure you go ahead and smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Also make sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. It's on the screen right now. It's MrLuke on my T. It's also the same as my Snapchat as well if you want to go ahead and add me on that. Also make sure to give me a like on Facebook as well. It's MrLuke. Just search it up, should come up. I don't post on it that often, but hey, give me a follow on that if you want to as well. Righto guys, that is the regular season done. Moving on to the finals, we're going to be taking on the Panthers, I think. So fingers crossed it's a good game. Stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.